What's the word, gang?
Man, we back.
That's what they anticipated.
Season 3, bro.
Season 3.
Whew. Gentleman's Lounge, man.
It's like season 1 to me.
It definitely is season 1 for you, man. So this is what you came in, you sat in and you was a guest on, what was that, season 2?
No, yeah, he was guest on season 1.
Damn.
You sure?
Season 1. Yeah, that was season 1.
No. That had to be season 2.
I don't know, bro. I don't remember.
Okay.
I feel like it been so long. So we started this, what, COVID?
It was definitely
2019.
winter. It was winter when I came on the first episode. Yes, it was definitely winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right about that. So shit.
Man, how did we look at that?
Actually, it was that winter right before COVID. Yeah,
It was.
Well, shit, man. We gotta go ahead and just kind of introduce ourselves, man, because it's been a while since we've been on the mic, man. People ain't seen us in what 2 years. A lot has happened with everybody.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to talk about it.
A lot has happened.
Can't wait to talk about it.
But you know what I'm saying? For everybody that don't know, I'm Jared. I'm part 1 of this the podcast of the Gentleman's Lounge. One of the originals, one of the OGs, man, and I'm ready to get season 3 kicked off.
Yes, sir. What's up? It's your boy AJ. I was another original as well. Man, when we kicked it off a couple years back, smooth ride, but we back even harder on this one. We bought another great
light skinned homie, man.
Yeah. What's this guy's name? Let's introduce him.
less. The name's less is more. The asshole everybody tends to like for some reason.
Yeah.
But the new addition, probably the better out of the 3. But
See, we not even about to do that.
I got to take jabs as soon as I start.
That light skin.
It's the first episode.
That's because y'all waited too long. That's why I'm upset about it.
Man.
Listen, man, we had to get our coins together. We had to come correct for this season, man.
You
see, look at this. We got a whole production set up, man. We ain't had this before.
Yeah,
we went from recording in the crib to recording in the studio, man.
I ain't gonna lie. You would have thought I was like a B-list celebrity or something, because when you guys invited me, I came to the crib. I'm like, wait, we about to record in here?
We was on a couch. We was on a busted couch.
Wait.
Listen,
It's a coffee table? I gotta get a drink? And I had to bring my own liquor at that? Dang.
You ain't have to bring your old liquor.
No, I think he did.
I definitely brought the goose.
He did.
I mean, that's because that's what you wanted to drink. At the time, we was drinking Crown Heavy, so we was like,
we were, unfortunately.
Y'all didn't have no Crown that day. I had a little bit of water.
not at all, man.
It's been a journey though, man. I think a lot of people kind of want to know how y'all even got here. I mean, shoot, it's been a good minute.
So, I mean, season 1, we had another member. He's, we kind of asked him out a little bit, but we started off as a couple brothers that's trying to make something happen. Give the people what they want. Talking about variety of different topics as far as homosexuality in the Black community. We had Les on the show talking about marriage and how he got to that point and how we can potentially get to that point as well, and a plethora of other things.
Yeah, we really just started this because it was COVID, so people couldn't go outside. And it was just like, you know what? We sit around and we have a lot of conversations with each other about shit that we feel like, some people might want to hear. We be dropping a few gems here and there. So why not just get on wax and, get it out there so other people can hear some of the shit that we're talking about. Yeah, so we just wanted it to feel like, you just sitting in the crib with the guys and just having an open, candid conversation. Yeah. And with season 3, man, we going to keep that momentum going.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the homies.
It is.
Yeah, and the females is the homies as well. So I'm actually, coming on this show was a little bit different, for sure, man. But you guys were doing your thing. So actually, you're probably the only podcast that I've been on as a guest where I'm like, you know what, I could tell the energy's good. At least you two.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm down. Let's get this started. Let's start dropping some gems, like you said.
Yeah.
Dream team.
So I know a lot of people don't know, but me and AJ have known each other since college.
Yeah, man.
Went to, was that Fair State back in 2010?
Man.
2010. Damn, man. 47. So me and AJ, we started kicking it in college and shit and been cool ever since. Man. AJ kind Because I was from Chicago, he from Chicago, but he got me one time, like we was coming home from school and shit. So he's like, man, bro, can you drop me off at the crib? I'm like, I bet. At the time, my people lived in Crete. This was before I graduated and moved back to the city.
So are you from Chicago?
I'm definitely from Chicago.
Just gotta ask, bro. Just gotta
I'm not
ask.
about to go there.
I gotta tell myself.
People start dropping these suburbs.
Let's go.
But AJ snaked me, man. He got me. He was like, man, bro, I throw you $30. You take me to the crib. I said, I bet. This boy lived in Maywood, so I had to drive past my crib all the way to drop him off and then come back. And I'm like,
What's the moral of the story? Moral of the story is ask more questions.
Ask more questions.
Yo, drop me off. Give you 30 if you drop me off. All right, but well.
bro, I had already committed at that point, so I was like, all right, bro, fuck it, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
You're a
tripping.
real friend.
Hell yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
I definitely would ask.
We was broke as hell back then, man. So
We
that
was.
$30, that $30 was too much for me.
But now you know why he offered you that much money. Because he was going a good amount of distance.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy though, because we all different parts of our lives for real. All different backgrounds. I mean, me being married, happily married, 4 years now.
4 years. That's what's up, bro.
And
Hey,
you know, AJ,
big ups.
what you got? What you got?
man, you know, so I've been in a relationship with my now fiance for 5 years now.
Hey.
We got engaged after our fourth year.
All right.
Fourth year.
It's about a good time to vet.
Yeah, you know, so we also got to set in a wedding date for next year, September of 2023. So we hanging in there.
What's the longest relationship too?
Longest relationship, bro.
Okay.
Longest.
All right. Before you got engaged. Okay.
Absolutely,
All right, cool then.
bro.
Yeah. So you 4 years, you said?
4 years in.
4 years.
And you was together with yours for 5 years.
Currently 5
Currently
years.
5
We got
years.
engaged after 4 years. At the 4 year mark, that was our
Okay.
anniversary.
Okay.
We jumped on one knee and made that pop the question.
How long was y'all together before you
Man, we were together for about a year and a half, almost 2 years before I engaged. Before we got engaged, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I told myself though, if I could be with any woman longer than a year, I'm probably gonna marry her. Like, yeah, because
That's what's up.
it don't take me long to know.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know how people be going 6 years, 7, 8 years in.
I don't see how they do it.
And I'm like, y'all still ain't
don't see how they
married or engaged? Like,
Facts.
you wasted your time.
I mean, me, I kind of knew after, first
After you stalked her.
encounters.
After
After
you
I
stalked
stalked her.
her. Yeah,
Definitely.
okay.
I honestly wanted her.
Wait.
I had to have
You stalked her? What you mean?
I mean,
you stalked
social
her?
media, I got curved a few times, but we ain't gonna talk
He slid in her
about that. I
DMs,
slid in
yeah.
her DMs a few times, got curved. And then I reached my breaking point. I said, man, what I gotta do? What I gotta do?
But you didn't know her, right?
No, I didn't know her. We
Yeah,
had
so
mutual-
you stalked
hella
her. Yeah,
mutual
you definitely
friends.
stalked her. Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this, bro? So, I had to apply pressure. And it wasn't working at first, but then I had to get the blueprint from her. She let me know what I had to do, and I went ahead and executed, and we here today.
So it was when you said what I got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before
That's
she
what she was like,
finally
damn.
responded.
He applying pressure. I got to go ahead and see what he about. So, I invited her to my 25th birthday. Remember, I had the party.
Yeah.
It was lit, over lit.
That was the first time?
Yes, that's the first time I seen Tika, bro. Very first time.
He dropped her name too.
Yeah.
That's his fiance, bro.
He is about to
Very
spike.
first time, bro. And I said, man, bro, if she don't look like these pictures, man, I'm all on these other women, man. I had so many women on that bus for me. Oh my gosh, bro.
You did, bro.
Type of time, bro. It was about 30 women and 10 guys on that bus. It was
Yeah, bro. It was
a time.
crazy.
Solid ratio.
Man,
What year was that? That was 2016?
17.
2017?
17.
Boy, we had a time that night.
On that night.
Wait, so y'all gotta, I mean, I'm sure the viewers want to know, the listeners want to know, I want to know this because I don't even think I ever knew this. Is how did y'all even get to this point of starting a podcast, man? What made y'all think that people actually want to hear what y'all had to say?
Man, so we always used to go through heated debates about basketball, social life, everything, bro. Whatever you could think of, that's what we talked about. So we were like, man, we were sitting in a comfortable space, and that's how we came up with the name Gentleman's Lounge. And we like, man, we got to just put this on air and have the people hear what we're talking about. And it's going to be called the Gentleman's Lounge because we're sitting in a comfortable space amongst each other. But now the world is going to now hear it rather than just us. You know what I'm saying? So,
And like I said earlier, I just feel like we got a lot of stuff that, some people would like to hear, our opinion. A lot of people this is crazy world that we live in. So people are always like, well, what's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on that? And we talked about had a lot of heavy debates, a lot of heavy conversations about shit that was like, oh, damn, well, you're very opinionated on this. You're very opinionated on that. So like, why not just put this on on a platform where everyone else can hear and chime in. And we actually had a lot of success our first 2 seasons. Like I think the first season we had about 8 or so episodes, and then the second season we had about the same amount. So we really just want to keep this momentum going, man. And right now we're all at different spaces, different places in our lives right now. So and a lot has happened.
and a lot has happened.
A lot has happened.
Like it's too much, man.
We definitely got to table some of that for the next episode. Sure. But it's crazy though, because we all have unique stories when it comes down to even meeting the person that we with. Met my woman in an Uber pool, randomly. And like you said, AJ, that was back when I was, broke. I was being cheap.
Man, taking an Uber pool?
Yeah, shoot.
Imagine if you had never taken an Uber pool, bro. Imagine where you would be.
But it wasn't my first time taking an Uber pool. Like,
that was the norm for you.
Shoot. I'm like, what? I could save 40%?
Man, say what?
And all I gotta do is pick up somebody on the way to my destination. Why not? Shoot, it's a win-win for a person that's frugal, I got lucky because a baddie, got in the car. So, and the fact that we both didn't even live in the city that we were in when it happened.
Where was y'all at?
LA.
LA?
Mm-hmm. I'm from Chicago, of course, but I was living in Detroit at the time.
Born
and raised from the city. There's no suburb. There's not a suburb I could drop right now for you to say that I was even had a residency there.
Damn. I ain't never been in the burbs. What's the burbs?
But I was living in Detroit at the time for work. I just got done playing ball for a minute, and then she was an Atlanta chick. She was out there for doing work, modeling and everything. And she says it was an accident. She didn't mean that was her first time, and she didn't mean to hit Uber pool, so she was freaking out. I'm like, yeah, but you got in the Uber though.
Right, you ain't. You
got in the front seat at that though, and I was a little salty about that. How you gonna get in the front seat like I'm a serial killer in the back of an Uber?
I mean, she a woman,
but I haven't seen it to this day. But these people are sick out here. But that means the Uber driver will have to be on the same page as me, and we would just have to plot going around the city. So you went ahead and got verified. So you went and got your ID, your address. You've done a couple of rides because I ain't gonna order no ride that has 3 stars or 4 stars, something like that. You did all that trouble, and then you gonna partner with somebody to be in the back seat to be a serial killer with you. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I was a little offended.
How did you get her attention from the back seat?
That's impressive. You know what? Actually, I was FaceTiming my homegirl at the time, and it really was my homegirl. But kudos to the Uber driver. He actually threw the alley-oop.
Really?
He gave me a little prep. He was like, hey, we about to go pick up, such and such. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I know what this is about. I know what I'm getting myself into. Usually it's some whack little, ugly, little fat man getting in the front of the car, some crazy, white girl with hair stink or something like that. Usually it ain't no baddies that's getting in the actual whip. And he got in. He's like, hey, he introduced both of us. Just want to let y'all know. And he's like, I'm gonna drop her off first, and I'm gonna drop you off next. I was like, okay. And then she kind of gave me a peek in the back, say, hey, how you doing? I was like, damn, she looked kind of fine. I was drinking a little bit because I was just coming from a bar. So that dim light will get you.
Oh, it was nighttime?
Yeah, it was nighttime. Wow. So you got to be careful. Because they give you that side profile. You think you got you a winner.
Beer goggles on.
Yo, you step out of the Uber, give her a hug or something, and damn hippo done crawled into your lap.
Man, did y'all exchange IGs or numbers?
So good question. So actually, the Uber driver, once again, I wasn't trying to be too thirsty. I told her we was going out. Said my brother is in town for, we out for his birthday. Got my other best friend in town. We about to vibe out. Step out with us.
Yeah.
She was real quiet.
Timid.
A little timid, but more so she was warming up a little bit. But so I got her IG. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and exchange that. And then the Uber driver, when he dropped her off, was like, hey, y'all should exchange numbers. I'm like, bro, I just need to hire you.
You sound like an old cat, one of them old cats.
Nah, he wasn't. He was a young white boy, probably in his late 20s, maybe something like that. But I'm like, dude, I need to hire you and just bring you around with me. I'm pretty sure I'm a good wingman, but this dude right here,
man, it's wingman.
All the right moments he knew to jump in. It was the times where all right, cool. If we catch each other, we catch each other. We got each other Instagram. Nah, he was like, oh, y'all should exchange numbers, before she leave out. Kind of put her on the spot. So
wait, y'all was having a conversation. Y'all was having a conversation the entire time. She was in the
Uber.
I'm picturing the whole thing.
Yeah, so I told my homegirl I'm gonna call her back because once he made the introduction, it was like, damn, you kind of gave me my way in, you know? And I can't be FaceTime another chick while I'm over here trying to see what she talking about. Yeah. So I got off the phone with her, and then, we were talking for the whole time. It was probably about 10 minutes, 10-minute ride.
Damn, you got a lot of game in 10 minutes, huh, big dog?
I got 3 minutes now. Shoot, you give me my elevator pitch. I'm like, all right, I need 30 seconds. What's up?
That's impressive.
But back in the day, I'm gonna shoot.
Man,
for sure.
You miss 100% of the shots you're gonna take.
And then so you got AJ, you stalking in the DMs, right?
Hey, and normally I don't do that type of stuff, bro. This is
that's
the
they all
only
say.
time.
That's they all say. Yeah, I don't normally catch Ubers either, right?
Uber pool.
Yeah, Uber pools.
Do that.
Yes, I
Man, if I'm
did.
left on red 1 or 2 times, it's a wrap, bro. Man, she left me on red about 4 times until I said, like, what's going on? What do I got to do?
Now, after 2, I'd have been like, but you know what? I respect her. I respect you too, though, because you asked and she actually answered, though, like I told you. And it wasn't like nothing like crazy, something like that. Like that video I saw the other day. Ooh, damn, damn, who was that on that video where the dude came in, he had tatted on his face and everything, and the influence, she was just like, nah, I'm okay. I didn't mean to go Instagram live with you. I gotta remember Doja Cat. It was Doja Cat.
Yeah,
it was Doja
the
Cat.
Island Boy.
Yeah, the Island Boy came on, and she just looked like, whoa. Yeah. Like, pause, reset. So it wasn't nothing like that. So, and then you met your wife on the show. Yeah. Jared?
Well, my soon to be ex-wife, and that shit just sound.
I stay out of people's business.
That just sound wild as hell even saying this, bro. Because if you asked me a year ago, do I think this would have been my story right now?
On the first episode at that, man. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But for everybody that don't know, this is your first time tuning in. I was on season 2 of Love Is Blind. And the way that they contacted me, like from the beginning, like I was like, bro, this ain't no way this is really real. Because one of the casting directors, they had DM'd me, but they had also DM'd like a couple of our friends. And I was like, bro, did y'all get this too? like, ain't no way this is real. But at the time, like I was already positioning myself to, you know what I'm saying, be with who I'd already told myself, like the next person I'm gonna be with is gonna be my last, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been 32, like I've been in the streets, I had done everything that I wanted to do, and I was really just ready to settle down and really get my life started. So this opportunity, I'm a firm believer in like everything happening for a reason.
That's true.
So this opportunity presented itself. I was like, I mean, I have been trying to find my wife the traditional way. So let me go in unorthodox way and see what happens. So I went through all the interview processes, and I think this was around like New Year's Eve. Like I had stopped hearing back from them. So I was like, well, shit, I guess I ain't get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and live my life and put this behind me. Because at that point, I didn't already had like 4 or 5 interviews, and I had a psych test. Yeah. So I was like, well, shit, if I didn't hear, they had told me, like, if you hear back from us, then we'll let you know next steps. But I didn't hear back from them for like 3 weeks. And then they called me. They called me. I was like, a lot of people. Yeah. But they called me and was like, hey, just wanted to let you know that, we're still finalizing the cast, but you should probably let your job know that you're going to miss a couple of weeks of work. So you should probably take PTO. And I was like, but y'all didn't tell me that I made it yet.
Right,
so
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't tell them anything. Right, sure, yeah.
Right. So they eventually called me and was like, hey, you've been a finalist for the show. Like, you're going to be casted to be on season 2 of Love Is Blind. And I was like, oh, shit. All right, for sure. Right. And obviously I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't tell nobody where I was going. So I literally just fell off the face of the earth for like 3 weeks.
Nah, you did. I know you at least you told me at AJ at least that, you was going to like, I ain't going to be able to talk. Like, the first thing we probably both asked you, like, what you do about your job, bro? You got to disappear for 2 weeks. Like,
and I had PTO though, so I had a lot of hours saved up, so I was good on there. But I didn't even tell my parents. Like, my parents had no idea. Only person I told was my little sister. And my little sister, like, we like here. So she's really good at keeping a secret. And my parents were asking her. And my dad, he nosy as hell. So he was trying to figure out where I was at, what I was doing. He thought I was going on the circle. I'm like, what? My dad don't really watch reality TV, but for whatever reason, he decided to watch The Circle. And
he said, you going on that show.
180.
I'm like, bro, what? So I went on the show. And of course, the premise of the show is like you start with 15 women and you're dating 15 women. First day, like you're basically speed dating for like 5 to 7 minutes, 15 women. So after that, you know what I'm saying, you go down the list and be like, you put in your top 10, like, all right, these are the top 10 women that I had a connection with out of the 15.
How were those conversations?
I have so many questions here.
5 to 7 minute conversation. How was that?
That's you gotta have your elevator speech ready in 5 to 10 minutes, because if somebody sparks enough conversation to you where you're like, oh, I want to have another conversation with you, then I'm gonna put you, you know what I'm saying, in my ranking. And that's basically what I was doing.
That makes sense. Smart.
Each and every day that we continue to date these folks, like the dates got longer and longer and longer.
Do they just give you more time, or they just
they give you more time?
That makes sense. So you can really start getting to know somebody. So my question is, you know, with this piece is, like, let's take a step back, because I had a lot of questions here.
Same.
When, you know, my thing is when people say like, oh, the next person is going to be mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't stand that.
You don't like that?
What?
Because I thought about
what if that next person would have been some crackhead?
No.
You found out you got a drug addiction on the low.
You set a standard, and you don't take less of that standard until you reach that. That's what that means. You know, you're not going to take less than what you.
But at the end of the day, you still got to go through the whole dating phase, and there's a chance that your wife won't be she'll be 3 girls from now.
Yeah, but that's fine. But that's also like.
But you were saying your mentality.
Yeah, my mentality.
Was to go into a relationship serious. Okay, I got you.
And you're not going to commit to anybody until they meet that standard. That certain standard.
And I'm dating with intention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I
like
say
the way you put that.
My next one is going to be my last. Like if I don't, I can sniff out bullshit real quick.
That was going to be my next question. Was 5? So 5 minutes is usually enough for me to like kind of realize if I want to like go with another 5 and then jump into a 30 minutes, stuff like that. So you think that was enough time for you to kind of vet out a lot of the people?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
Especially like if I can tell, like because I'm a very bubbly person. Like I can sit here and talk to anybody.
I know.
I'll be trying to pull you out of the room, like, bro, Jared.
It would be a sign. It would be a man walking with a sign of, please do not talk to me. And Jared will walk up and be like, hey, tell me more about your story. Like, why you, like, I'm just curious how you even got to this point where you don't want nobody to talk to you. I'd be like,
it could be.
You don't leave these random people alone.
It doesn't matter the time. Jared gonna talk.
He will. Though. You got a good heart, though. I'll give you that for sure.
I get that from my dad, though. My dad is a talker. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of many things he passed down to me. But where was I at?
Yeah, we were talking about is 5 minutes enough time.
Yeah. So each and every day, like you're spending more time with these women that you're basically saying, okay, I want to continue to date them. I want to. These are the women that I want to see more or have more dates with. So,
what if they don't agree to have another date with you? But you know what I mean? If that doesn't align? How does that work?
Y'all at least have to be in each other's, like y'all have to choose each other.
Top 3 or something.
You know, it all depends on where we were in the day. Because each day it was top 10.
Like, I want to date her again, and she'd be like, bro, I don't like you.
Yeah, and they were really good about putting you with people who you wanted to continue to date with. And if it was mutual on both sides, then you were 1,000% going to date that person again. Right. But I'm going to just rewind a little bit. I saw season 1 of this show. Yeah. And I was like, bro, there's no way that people are going on this show and in 10 days are deciding to get engaged with somebody.
Right.
And then 4 weeks later, 5 weeks later, deciding to get married. Yeah. Fast forward to my season.
That's why they do those psych tests to make sure that you ain't in your right mind.
Bruh.
You say you did the psych eval. They're like, oh yeah, Jared ain't in his right mind. Actually, he's going to be a candidate. There we go. Every candidate on here is not in their right mind. That's exactly why we take that type of test.
Bruh, it wasn't even that. It was more so like when you're spending so much time with somebody, like it's hard to not have feelings for them, because I've always said that when it comes to women, like 90% of the time, like I'm gonna go talk to a chick because she looks good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that makes sense. If you really want to capture my heart and you want to keep my attention and things like that, like you got to get me here mentally. Yeah. And the fact the fact that this whole show was based off of that first emotional connection, that's how I knew, like, all right, well, shit, if I really go through this process and I'm really looking to get out of this what I want to get out of this, like I want to have to be vulnerable, be open, and be real with myself with like what exactly I want. Yeah.
Damn, I just had a really good idea.
What?
Yo, they really need to create that same exact show, but for prison inmates. Don't even let the girls know that they prison inmates, or let the, whoever the inmate is, like whether it's a woman or a man, don't even let them know that they inmates. Because then, like, when the wall lifts, he's like, I love this dude. He's like, yeah, but I'm serving 15 to life. But you love me though, right? Like, my heart is here. My heart is here. Like, what's up?
P.O.P.
At least have a pen pal or something, right? Actually, I said, you know what? If I see this come out, mark this day, all right? That I'm the one who dropped that note first, all right?
Man. I need some type of residual on this. Something.
Exactly. You paid for that one, though.
Man.
All right, so then, you vetting people out, all right? So tell me something. Within the first 5 minutes, what's a situation where you just like, hey, I know for sure I don't want to be with this like dingbat. Yeah. This chick is.
I was thinking the same thing.
Man, it was just conversations where it was like just like pulling teeth to just talk about random stuff.
That's fair.
And if we're sitting here like, hey, where you from? Clearly everybody's from Chicago. What's your favorite color?
But your wife's not from Chicago, is she?
No. She wasn't. But we didn't. Her and I, we got deep real quick. Like day 2, we was already talking about deep shit. Like,
how was the first interaction with y'all? How was that?
Man, we was laughing the entire time.
For real?
Like,
I can see
so
that.
they literally like cut our mics off because we didn't realize how much time, like that 5 minutes was so quick. Like when you're enjoying the conversation and it is just
goes
flowing,
by like that.
It goes by so quick. Like I literally was talking and my mic cut and I'm like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, she couldn't hear me. I mean, I had to go knock on the wall just to see if she was there, but we had to switch rooms and go to our next date. But it was that type of conversation where I was like, you know what? I want to date you again. Like I want to go on another date. Yeah. And
so if I remember though, she's more introverted, right?
Yeah.
And you're more extroverted.
Yeah.
You think that same interaction, at least close to, would have happened if y'all would have met in a crowded room?
That's a good question.
Good
stuff.
I don't know. I don't think so because with this whole experiment, like you're kind of forced to have conversations,
right?
In a crowded room, knowing who she is now, like if she don't mess with you or she don't rock with you, she not really gonna talk. Yeah. She gonna sit over there. She gonna do her thing, and
it's really pulling teeth.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, but because of this experiment, and I can say this for pretty much everybody, like it. Even if you weren't somebody who liked to sit there and just have conversations for hours on end, you had no choice. And by day 8, when we had to have conversations had to have a date for 3 hours, I said, bro, ain't no way I got to sit here and talk. How am I going to talk for 3 hours? Right. How? But bro, when I'm telling you, when that conversation got to flowing, next thing I know, I look up and there, you have 10 minutes. Damn! Wow, we've been in here talking for 2.5 hours.
That's interesting.
Like I had no idea.
I got good conversation.
I got another question, man.
What's up?
So, what if you didn't find her attractive after y'all initially met? Because I gotta physically love the way she looks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's your beauty that attracts you. It's the personality that keeps you. You'd be surprised though with a dope personality, and I'm gonna let Jared answer though. With a dope personality, it can definitely raise you up 2 points.
True.
You know, 5s can definitely go to 7s if you just have a fire personality.
Definitely.
And that's what that mind shift has changed me because I've always been like, I need you to be bad, you know what I'm saying?
Because you want something nice for you are.
Yeah. You know, but I think now that I'm shifting that mentality. But if I would have saw her and she wasn't attractive, y'all know I cannot hide my face. My face was practiced to tell everything. So if I would have saw her and she was not attractive, I'd have been like,
I'm logging out. I said I'm logging out.
His first step would have been back.
Like, man,
don't run.
But look, I was up. So the day that we saw her, I was up there out because they had us standing behind the door, and I probably was standing there for like 10 minutes. So I'm up there sweating. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to look through the middle and see what she looked like. All I seen was this little silhouette, and I'm like, bro, what does she look like? And then when the doors open, her head was down. So I'm like, oh God, I don't know what she was
like. Damn, it's this skinny, like buck teeth, you know, ain't got no hair type chick.
She did have no hair. She had a short cut.
She had a short cut.
She had a short cut.
But it was done though.
Yeah, it was done.
Yeah.
It was done. But when she lifted her head up, bro, in my mind, I was like, thank you, God.
Right, that's the first thing every day.
God.
I don't know nobody who would be like, man, my girl ugly, but you know, she got a great personality, so you know, I'm rocking with her. I'm to the wheels fall off.
I think a lot of women think like that more so than men.
I agree.
Because a lot of women will they'll talk to a less attractive guy because he has a dope personality.
True.
But I don't.
All right, he's a smart guy. He's a little fat and sloppy, but I mean, I'll take him as he is. We gonna polish it up, man. We gonna do what he do.
Yeah, but if you educated, I mean, shoot, and you can actually hold a conversation. That's the problem these days is that, not even these days, it's been for a while.
For a while.
I have friends like this, which is sad, that they can't hold conversations with women.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
I mean, and what's even worse, a lot of times they can't hold conversations with you. If you ain't talking about sports
Yeah.
or women,
Yeah.
like they can't hold a conversation. They be like, I don't really know how to respond to this. So let me just go back to like, hey, you trying to go out tomorrow night? Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk about the economy.
Yeah. But I blame text messaging too, because that just make us just have these little short conversations, because nobody wants to read a long ass text or anything like that. So
Yeah, that's why you
we've
just
been
send
trained.
just send 10 short texts. You get
That's a lot. But people, that's why I feel like a lot of people don't know how to have in-person communication, because we do so much of texting or typing or
that's-
DMs or stuff like that. So people don't really know they don't have the skill set to sit here and just have a conversation with a woman or a man for that matter.
It's pros and cons to that. It's different avenues because, recently, as of late, the past 10 years, we've had FaceTime, we had Skype, we've had all types of avenues to see people visually and physically and have a conversation with them. So, I mean, it just depends, for real.
I'll just say like this: if you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
That's
You can't teach somebody how to hold a conversation.
No, you can't.
Like,
You can't.
for real.
Sometimes people just don't want to have a conversation, hold a conversation with a certain person too, though. It's not that they don't know how. It's just that they don't want to have that conversation with you, or not you per se, but
that person that the person on the other side should be to be able to recognize that though.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people that person or that woman, or whether it's the man or the woman, they don't want to have that conversation because they just don't find you interesting. And if you ain't cultured, if you haven't experienced the world and at least been around, if all you know is Chicago, if all you did was born and raised Chicago, you never left this place other than Iowa or some part of Indiana, yeah, exactly. A lot of Chicago people be in Iowa, Indiana.
some people only.
So when you tell me that, if that's the only thing that you really know, like you not gonna really know how to hold a conversation. It's gonna be something about some basic stuff. And I don't like small talk. That kills me. I'm like, yo, we already met. I don't even want to make small talk with you. Like, what's up? I'd rather you just come and be like, it's cool for you to ask me how I'm doing. But after that, come on. Like, let's get straight to it. Let's have an actual real conversation.
And it's about
how's your
energy,
mom's?
too.
How's this? Dog, if my mom's was doing bad, you think I'd be in this club with you right now or this loud? Like, what's up?
Right.
I feel like people, that's the main question people feel like they have to ask. If they, they know you, they fuck with you, they rock with you, they know your moms or your people, they feel like they gotta ask that question in order to continue on to the next topic of conversations, or else it's disrespectful, or like, man, you ain't asked how my people was doing.
No, just ask how I'm doing. I'm cool. Just ask how I'm doing. I don't need you to get my personal life. Unless you my homie that I really rock with.
That's what I mean.
That's about it. Like I don't really need you to get into my personal life. I appreciate it though. If you heard something and you brought it up to me, like, yo, I heard your cousin was struggling. I heard your sister's shop, blah, blah, blah. Shout out to Emmy Shea, of course, like if I heard something like that, that's different. Because you have, it's out there, it's public knowledge. But if you over there just asking me like, hey, I heard your cousin like took a turn for the worse. Like, everything okay?
Yeah.
I don't talk about that. You know who you are?
Because I don't rock with you.
I don't know you like that.
It's levels.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's just, I don't know, that's just how I am. But I've seen it. I've experienced men struggle with conversations. And more specifically, it's even worse, being that, I used to play sports. When you see an athlete that has clout, like really, and then he can't hold that conversation, so he says, oh yeah, I play for the Bears. I would look and be like, bruh, you really have to drop that bomb?
Right. That's what you lead with?
Hey, how you doing? Like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like, what's your name? I'm this. So what you do? I play for the Bears. I'm like, and you wonder why these chicks be on it like that, like trying to get you. Just drop it out. You ain't even trying. You ain't even trying at that particular point. So.
Give them another reason to want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Facts.
Rather than just you play a professional sport.
All right. So then, Jared, you went through a couple of them.
I mean,
bumps.
I had to talk a whole lot.
You had to talk a whole lot. You ain't mind that though. And then you
Came out. I was like, you know what? Let's do this.
But you did pick one that you was feeling more at first, right?
So
You know, I had to bring it up because everybody always, bro. I get people bringing it up to me. I don't know why.
Before you start,
fall in line.
You see the show,
Damn,
right?
fall in line.
You know, people were talking about Jared crying and stuff. I'm like, man, Jared is just in touch with his feelings. He's very emotional.
That's cool. I don't mind. You know, if other men cry, I'm not a cry, but I don't mind if
okay.
my other best friend cries a lot too, especially when it comes down to his wife, man. But other than that, I don't care if you cry as long as his tears are like happiness.
Yeah,
that wasn't happiness at the time.
That's why people made it such a big point. Like, oh, Jared wanted to choose this person rather than. But they don't know Jared. You know, they don't know him.
Man, let's look at the bigger picture.
Yep.
I mean, everybody.
Y'all have only known each other for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But you gotta that 2 weeks.
It's a lot. You just got there and spending time with them.
You're literally just having deep ass thought provoking conversation. There was a lot of conversations that weren't even shown on screen.
I believe that.
There was a ton of conversations. Like they didn't show
the really good conversation.
Yes.
They probably wanted the ratchet.
Yes. Absolutely. But like that whole love triangle, if you want to call it, man, the way they played that out was something crazy. But yes, I absolutely had feelings, very strong feelings for two people. Going through this experiment, that was
fair.
possible.
That's fair because you always have feelings for multiple people.
Yeah, if you're putting yourself out there and you're doing the experiment how it's supposed to be done, it's going to happen. And I've said this on a previous podcast. I'm not the first person that it's happened to, and I won't be the last person it's happened to. This shit happens all the time in real life.
Yeah, it most does.
But because I'm on this platform of reality TV, it's amplified, and everybody's just like, no, girl, he chose the other girl first, blah, blah, blah. I want to ask how many women out there, are you your guy's first choice? For the chicks who messing with a dude who got a kid already, are you his first choice? Because his baby mama was his first choice.
True.
Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But like,
stage. How many people you talking to at one time before you made that? You cut everybody off.
You know,
you ain't talking to one person.
But I tell you this though, and it's because it's funny when I did watch the show. And I don't know how y'all feel about this, but when I'm like back in the day before I was married, if I see a chick that I'm feeling, maybe I'm shooting my shot at her a couple of times, maybe we filling each other out, and then I find out some of the people that she used to date, and if he's a cornball or something like that, or like, I'll ask her, I don't care how bad you are, because I'm like, yo, you don't even value yourself that much, and you let this cornball, like, so
I know how you feel.
I never met old dude, whoever the white boy on the show, the real goofy, tall white boy. I never met him. Actually, I did meet him once at Tunnel, I think.
Which one?
He was like Nick or Shane.
I think he was the taller white boy that was like real goofy, and like he promised the one chick that I was feeling you, and then he broke and went with somebody.
That's Shane.
That's Shane? Yeah, I think it was. So I'm looking at the show and I'm like, yo, I mean, I'm not trying to hate him, but I'm like, yo, you're goofy. Like this, I'm like, any woman that can't see past, like, yo, this is a goofy dude. Like he's not bringing anything to the table for y'all.
Yeah.
So when I see a chick like, oh yeah, I'm feeling him, I'm like, you know what, you have it, you good. I'm gonna take a hard pass now because you just went from a 10 to a 6 or under. It's like, yo, if this dude is motivating you and you feel like, yo, this is the one, oh shit, we must be in the metaverse, like, man, something.
It's a simulation for sure.
Man, I'm like, I ain't gonna see. I'm paying attention to signs. Yeah, I'm like, I actually almost get upset. Like, like you working on a chick and then. You see the dude she messing with, you ain't on the dude, like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
And then she telling you some of the information, and you like, yo, you sticking around for this? Oh, damn, I need to lower my level of ignorance there. Like, I need to start doing you dirty there. I be treating people too good or something, because if you still around and you giving up,
it's never a case where you be like, man,
I don't even want it. It's tarnished now. I'm good.
I'm saying it's never a case where you be like, and I feel like in everybody's case they be like, man, I'm better than your last dude. You leveled up for sure.
Yeah.
It's never a case where it be like, oh well, the last dude, he kind of, he was making good money. He driving it. You know what I'm saying? It's never that. You always feel that you better. In most cases,
if I come after him, I'm always going to consider myself better.
Most definitely, absolutely.
And not as a person, but I'm just your better option.
Definitely.
Or you just really have a thing for people that do the same dumb shit to you every single time. So, one of the two.
We've all been victim of it.
We've been there.
And been guilty of it. So, yeah. But, no, man, I definitely had feelings for two women.
It's fair.
But the universe and God has a crazy way of working things out. A lot of people try to say that I proposed to this other girl first. I really want y'all to go back and show me the tapes where I said, will you marry me? My words were, how would you feel if I was to propose to you? Because if she said yes, I would accept your proposal. Then I now have a whole ass like
Okay.
now I
She
really
gonna say yes. She gonna say
now I really
yes.
gotta feel like now I'm like, oh damn, like what am I really gonna do? Because I had strong feelings for both.
And it helps you understand where she's at, her mindset.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's a big question to ask because it lets you know, okay, are we on the same page?
Yeah.
And if we're not, cool. Like I'll move on.
Yeah.
But everybody's
I'll
so
be
mad
hurt,
at
but
that.
yeah, I'll be hurt, but you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna move on. And the way that they played it was like I immediately went right to Ayana and was like, oh, will you marry? No.
But let's
How long was the was it a day later, 2 days?
Man,
I know it was turnaround.
It was the next day.
Probably that night,
It
probably.
was the next day, bro. But you know that they got a show to sell, you know what I'm saying? They got to have viewership and ratings. So I was like, whatever, bro. It is what it is. But like, I know the real. We know how the conversation went and what really happened. So I'm not really tripping on that. The people on the internet and everybody out there, like they have whatever they have in their mind, whatever opinion that they have.
Well, with fantasy, you know, people like the story to end a certain way. Like when you watch a movie and
They want that drama.
that end of that movie turns, and you just like, damn, why couldn't he be that happy? You know, some people be like, I like the twist at the end. I like not to see it coming, but other people they like, no, why couldn't it be this happy ending?
No, I don't like the happy ending all the time either.
But
the people can't forget though. I mean, because I'm always going. So the viewers know and the listeners know. Like I'm always going to be the guy that plays devil's advocate. I'm always going to be the guy to look at both sides.
Always.
So when people are looking at, oh well, you know that you weren't his first choice, you weren't this. At the end of the day, she said yes.
She did.
Why y'all mad?
She did.
At the end of the day, she knows the exact same thing y'all know.
And I didn't hide it from her.
Right.
I was 100% honest about it and transparent about it, about everything. She knew even leading up to that I had her, I was juggling feelings with, not feelings, but I was juggling like who is going to, like, I don't know who my number one is because one day it's you, one day it's her. Like I was literally going back and forth and she knew that the entire time. I also wasn't her only dude that she had strong feelings for either, but they never showed that.
Like, who was the guy?
He didn't really get that much screen time.
Oh, damn, they played him.
He didn't really get that much screen time. So y'all would never know.
So what did she ever express to you what she liked about him at the time?
Yeah.
That, you know, was putting him over you?
Yeah. But then like the clincher.
Tell me about it. What did she say, man? Was he taller? Was he more charismatic?
No. I mean, he had a dope personality, and I was cool with him, and you know, because we spent all 10 days in the pods. You know, all the guys were in the pods and the lounge and stuff like
How
that.
was the sleeping arrangement for that?
We slept in a hotel. We did not sleep on. We got bused to the set every day.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the?
But the difference, the one that set me apart was one, our religion, because I think he's Arab, and me, I'm black, and like she wants to raise her children in a Christian household.
So we're not talking so much about like the color and things like that, but more so like what show. So he was probably more Muslim,
Personality was.
and then you were probably more Christian or something like that, and that's what she was too.
Yep.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
So we aligned on that, and that was like the deciding factor for her because she has strong feelings for both. But no shade to him, no disrespect to him. He's cool as hell. Still cool with him to this day. But yeah, like so we decided to get engaged, like knowing everything that we knew, being transparent and open and honest with each other about everybody that we were dating. Saw each other. And then a couple weeks later, you know, decided to take that leap of faith and go down the aisle and ultimately say yes to each other. But
was it hard to convince, or was it easy? Like, was it like, yo, I'm opposed? Like, I know you're gonna say yes, or was it a conversation that was had?
So I mean, we had a conversation before, like the day before. I was just like, yeah, I think we're gonna say yes, but like in the heat of the moment, like when your mind is going a million miles an hour and you're just like, bro, I don't really know this person like I think I do. Like this has been 7 weeks. I know I've been living with this person. I know we've only known each other for this amount of time, but like this is a huge commitment, you know, marriage. And for me, for somebody like me, like I hold marriage to a very high regard. You know, I've seen a successful marriage with my dad and my stepmom. So I wanted that type of love, that type of long lasting love. You know what I'm saying? My parents have been married for 20 years, I believe.
Did he ever tell you what didn't work with your moms? Like why it didn't work? Because you saw one successful marriage, but you didn't get a chance to experience.
My dad and my biological mom were never married.
Oh, okay.
Did
he say why?
Dated.
Okay, they dated.
No,
they had some fun.
They just dated and had fun. And just
that's fair then. Yeah. It's like a lot of us nowadays.
Yeah.
Just having fun, man.
But I didn't get jitters or nerves until the day of the marriage when I'm just like, oh shit, like
bro, you was sweating out.
I was sweating hard.
It's a big moment. It's a big moment, though.
AJ was one of my best men, and you know, me being there and like being in that environment, it's just like, and my dad kept trying to calm me down, like, you okay, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Then my sister came in, and I was like,
sure,
I broke down with my little sister, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, it's a big moment, man.
Like, am I really ready for this? But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, we both said yes. And we said yes off the strength of we've only known each other for 7 weeks. Like, we have the rest of our life to continue to get to know each other and grow together with one another. But there's enough right here now where we're just going to take this leap of faith and say, we are willing to do whatever work we need to do to make this work for both of us.
Man, I was nervous as hell for you, bro. I was sitting there with my tux that wasn't tailored, and shit was kind of baggy a little bit, no haircut, and I was over there sitting there looking at.
That's how you show up to your man's wedding,
man. It was rough. I was sitting there like, man, bro. I hope she doesn't leave my man's on the stage looking crazy and shit.
Man, I'd have been hurt. But you know, fast forward a year, man, and marriage is not easy. You've been married for 5 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Let's make it look easy though, man.
I mean, but
we got a whole another episode to talk about it. But I mean, I could put it as, if it was easy, I mean, everybody would stay in it.
Yeah.
I used to say everybody would do it. Everybody does do it, but everybody would stay in it if it was easy. A lot of people want to jump in. A lot of people want to do that, but then a year, 2 years, 3 years, you know, usually within the first 5 years when you really start seeing like things decline. But you got to think about it like this. And I mean, I know I don't want to give them too much of these gems before the next episode because we got a lot to talk about. But you got to realize, you know, Jared, how old are you?
32.
32. It took you 32 years to understand who you are today, right? And you still learning, and you still like figuring out. We all are. We still trying to figure out who we are, because who we are today, like, okay, we understand this piece, but who are we going to be 5 years from now?
True.
So imagine you bring somebody in your life that only known you for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, let's just say 6 months.
Yeah.
There's no way they can learn everything, like who you really are down to the core in a matter of 6 months.
Yeah.
There's no way. In a matter of 2 years, me and my wife are still learning each other today.
Every day.
Yeah. When I stopped learning, like when I really stopped learning and trying to figure my wife out in the same,
Take a dip.
we're going to be old. Like, it's going to be one of those things, like, we ain't even got to talk to each other.
Yeah.
It's like, you already understand me. You understand my mind and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, but we should always be growing and learning. And if I'm not pushing you, and if we're not growing to that next level, like I said, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. So
continue dating and all that stuff, man, while you still married. So I learned that, but I'm not married yet, but still I learned that from an old cat. You know, my pops, he been married 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
You know, that's about right. Because I actually know what, me and AJ, you and I got similar stories, man, between your social media and my Uber story. And then my dad is a Rolling Stone. So he's been married 3 times, but has 4 women that have mothered his children. Actually, it might be closer to 5 or 6. But there's a couple he won't tell us about. But I mean, it's a crazy story because you see that. So in your perspective, Jerry, you've seen your stepmom and your dad longevity. You know what it is. A lot of times, what they don't show you is the things that they struggle with.
Yeah,
you know, because they want to make things look good. You know, which is kind of a double-edged sword and come out of that. And then you and I, AJ, we've seen. I haven't really seen a lot of my dad back when I was growing up, but you know, you've seen your dad go through different relationships. So it's like, okay, what precedence is that? Is that set value when it comes down to a marriage, or is it like, all right, cool, we ran its course, let's just bounce?
The good thing about that is you kind of see what not to do in a relationship or a marriage, more so. You know what I mean? You don't have that,
or what you don't want.
Yeah,
what you don't want. Yeah,
man, I saw what I thought I should be doing in a marriage too. Like that's the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? You see what's successful, what's working for them, and you try to take pieces of that, because there's no handbook on what marriage should look like. Like every marriage is different.
Right.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
everybody got their opinion, right? They be like, oh, that ain't what you supposed to do in marriage. Like, I mean, unless it's in a good book, that's all I know.
Yeah.
But like I said, we definitely got a lot to talk about. We're gonna do the do's and the don'ts.
Yeah.
Like no matter what the marriage type is, we're gonna do the do's and the don'ts for sure in the next couple episodes. Like, yo, this there's no marriage that will allow this type of, fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure that the fans kind of hear their story. So if they want to hear anything, if they got questions about their own marriage, they're like, yo, Les, how did you navigate through these issues? Or even with you, Jared, of like, hey, we at that brink. Like, what kind of led it up? What could you have done different, or what could y'all could have done different? And then shoot with AJ, what you preparing for that next level? It's like, what's in your mind, bro? You scared? Like, what's it? What is it? Like, so these are all things that we could definitely solve. If you would want to ask some of these questions for sure.
Just be aware that everybody that's on the internet, everybody that's in my comments and all that, they are living perfect relationships, perfect marriages, perfect lives. So they all have all the answers. So I doubt that we'll be getting anything from you. And I say this in the most sarcastic fucking way.
Oh, 100%. Because I don't even like my own wife coming in with other people's business. Unless it's the close homies, I'd be like, I don't care what they doing next door. Like, oh, I saw this girl walking to this dude. I'm like, we don't even know them like that. I don't care at all. However they do, as long as they happy and it works for them, I don't care if they over there having orgies until the sun come up. And then, like if it works for them, that's them. That's their vibe. So I ain't gonna knock their vibe because at the end of the day, would you not rather be happy and with your significant other, rather whatever agreement y'all work out, or would you rather be miserable going through like all this other crap just because you trying to force things? It's like, if it works for them, cool.
If they like it, I love it. But yeah, man, I feel like we didn't start it down the path where we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of gems that we're gonna be dropping real soon.
Definitely. I don't want to get too much. We don't want to get too much into detail with all that. But
no. We just give them a little sprinkle right there. You know what I'm saying? Get them something to hold on to, a little cliffhanger. And I know they still want to hear about the rest of my story, and I'm definitely gonna go into detail next episode. You know what I'm saying? But
trust, I have questions and responses already. So if there's anybody everybody that's listening, if y'all got questions y'all want answered, go ahead and DM us it for sure. Like I'll try to embed it a little bit into how I'll throw some heat at Jared just to put him on the spot. But at the end of the day, it's all about doing the right thing, man, and making sure your voice is heard and everybody's voice is heard. But
facts. Y'all want to give y'all socials before we close out, so everybody know where to follow y'all at.
So you can't miss it. I'm gonna go first because I'm the newest member out of the group.
Go ahead.
Bald Ass Les. All right, you can't miss it. Shout out to my boy John for over there forcing me and coming up with that idea. I wasn't even going to do Instagram years ago, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna create it for you." Like, he's like, "You know how you just went bald anyway, so you do Bald Ass Les." So literally Bald Ass ASS Les LES. All right,
bet.
You guys can reach out to me at Handsome Phenom, man. It's a story behind that.
I feel like you just changed that, dog.
No.
That was not yours at first.
Handsome Phenom.
Because I wouldn't have followed you if it was.
No, it has, bro. That's been that way since 2010, bro.
All right,
2010.
Okay.
It's a story behind it. I'm gonna get to that another day, man.
And y'all already know y'all can follow me at the J Jones _05. I'm not that hard to find. And also make sure y'all follow our podcast page too, man, because that's where we're gonna be dropping a lot of our content, a lot of shorts, little reels, and all that. So we want to keep y'all in the know and keep y'all in the loop. So make sure y'all follow us at the Gentleman's Lounge, Gentleman's Lounge. We're gonna be dropping all heat for y'all this whole season 3. So with that,
we out.